that hundreds of people are being fired, that it's just the district's on fire with the amount of nonsense that's going. None of that is true, and they want to go back. They want to go back to a couple years ago when it was even worse than it is now. I mean, by far worse than it is now. If we just go back to 2022, let me just share this one thing with you. Back in 2022, Adamson, who was, I think she was from South Africa or Australia, I can't remember. I just remember she had an accent. She was in charge of education, apparently, and curriculum and that kind of stuff. Well, look at how the school was doing back then. Only 40% of the kids in PYUSD was reaching the minimum standards. Only 40% was on level. 32% were one level below, meaning if they were in the sixth grade, they were testing at fifth grade level, and then 2 or more levels below was 23%. So if they were in sixth grade, they were testing at a fourth grade level, and only 4.12% were above level. In other words, sixth grade, and they were testing at 7. Only 4.1, and that's in reading. In math, K through 8, only 32% were on level. 32% in this school district. In the school district that they try to claim was, oh, this is the best school. Really? Only 32% of kids can do math at their grade level. In other words, they're in sixth grade and doing sixth grade math. 43% were one grade less than what it is they were at. So again, they were at sixth grade, they were doing fifth grade level, and then 23% were 2 below, and only 1.2% were above level. Only 1.2% of the kids in 2022, before we have our current superintendent and his executive staff, which is increasing already by 3% from what I just heard not too long ago, already increasing for the first time in several years. And that is what the CTA is saying. No, we want to return back to a level of below standard. That is what they're trying to say. And they're just mean and nasty, horrific people. Again, you have some of the people I just named. You got these idiots like Jason Kraft and Miguel Lopez. They're again, they get on and say some of the dumbest things, like, your police union. You weren't complaining about them giving you a raise. Number one, I didn't really like our police union. But number two, they weren't out there doing other stuff. I can't even imagine hearing that our police union was out there fighting for kids as young as 12 years of age being able to have surgery, in other words, have their testicles cut off with the help of the state. Now, I can't imagine one of our union reps saying, this is really important. I know we're supposed to be involved in law enforcement and stuff like that, but you know what? I think it's more important that we transition, no pun intended, transition into helping children lop off their testicles or their breasts, or have ears implanted so they can look more like a cat, because you know what? Kids sometimes identify as a cat. Like, can you imagine only the teachers union, only people like Jason Kraft and Miguel Lopez and Alan Zakarin and Esther Kim and Bonnie Conte and Scott Sheba and Julie Sicard. Did I repeat her name? Patricia Hanzo, Angela Eiler, Linda Mannion, who was the president of the APLE. Only these people, Danielle Votley, only these people, and all the furries, of course. You got the pandas and the koalas and all these other people. Only these people are dumb enough to compare the police union, the auto workers union, the electricians union to a demonic organization, a cabal of the NEA, the CTA, and the APLE. Only those idiots will sit there and on a post and say, you guys were members of the police union, and so you should be thanking the union. The teachers union is way off guard. So how do I know this? Now let me just go back to my. Whoops, sorry about that. Let me go back here. Go back to a website here. Hold on. So you got the teachers union. I'm going to go to my screen here. Hold on one second. Yep. So you have the teachers union, California Teachers Association, who has been in charge essentially of districts throughout the state of California. They're in charge of legislation and education codes and all these kinds of stuff.